Here is we're going to set up the cable on this gearbox. So what we need to do is make sure, obviously, we've got full travel on the gear side, the gearbox side. So what we need to do is make sure this is in the halfway position, so we get full travel back and full travel forward. Then what we've got is our lever operating arm here, which we need to obviously get sat in the right position first, so that it's halfway, so that the cable's got the right amount of travel. So obviously there's two ways this can go on. We need to have it on this way, so that this part is up against the gearbox. So what I first need to do is get this in the halfway position. So I'm just going to do it roughly. You can measure it, but to get it roughly in the halfway position, I'm going to put it in there. So then what we do is we put this on, make sure obviously this is lining up as best we can. Then what we need to do, now we've got the rose joint, bolt the rose joint on. Okay, so now this is on, we need to make sure obviously we've got full travel again. For this, normally you'd have the this end of the cable with the attached to the gear lever, but obviously as we're just doing it as a demonstration, we don't have the gear lever, so I'm going to use the one we use for the shows. So I'm going to put that on there, and you can see here we've got full travel on the gear lever as well. And that's it. So the most important thing to make sure is obviously you've got the cable nice and straight. It needs to be straight. If you've got any bends in it, kinks in it, anything like that, then obviously it's going to cause a really stiff gear change. I can see on your video, on your photo, you've got the rose joint attached here. That's not correct. What you're going to have is it's going to need an extra amount of force to get it to change. So it needs to be in that top hole there, with obviously this as straight as possible, to reduce any friction and have a nice smooth gear change.